Okay, so quick video here for you guys. This is about the UI. Now, I was able to turn the entire HUD off as usual. Ghost Recon gives us that option, but I could be mistaken. I was unable to turn off the elements in game. Now, I don't believe it's these. I'm not sure. I was looking to turn off when the loot drops, you know, the big strip of color that shows that they dropped a specific type of loot. I've been looking to turn that off. Now, if I'm wrong, you guys correct me in the comments, because I looked throughout the UI. I turned the entire HUD off. All the UI elements I had turned off, and this was still prevalent in the game. So I might have missed it, and maybe it was somewhere that I had to turn off specifically. That's not connected to HUD elements when I turn the entire thing off. I'm not sure. So let me know in the comments. But I was trying to get this off. Let me show you what I mean. That, right? Trying to get this off. And this is the problem I have so far with this loot system. Now, besides all the issues we have with tiered loot, did you guys realize now? Did you see that there's two guys there, right? Look when I aim in, right? 1, 2. Look how perfectly this obstructs my view of the next enemy. Pow. Look at that. So if there's not an option to turn this off, I really hope a developer will see this and perhaps give us an option to turn it off, and or perhaps make it look like this, right? If they could make that icon look like this with just like a different symbol, I think that would be a lot better, because you can make these large, medium, and small and then turn them off, I believe. But I could not figure out for the life of me how to turn off this. And as you can see, I wanted to pop, but then I have to move over and then shoot him. So that's an issue that I was having while playing, and you know, it was prevalent. That didn't just happen that one time. As you can see, when I come here, watch this. This is during my live stream. So I find my way in this corridor right here, right? So I find myself in this corridor, and I start guys start funneling to me while the base is on alert. And what happens throughout this firefight is that, see, as you could see, enemies are coming from behind the loot. The loot is acting as a guard almost, or an obstruction of my view, to where they can hide behind it. Now obviously they're not hiding behind it, but visually it looks like, you know, they're hidden until I move, or until they come from out behind it. So this is a real issue that needs to be resolved, which I don't think would be too hard for the developers. It's just it's an icon, and I'm sure the icon can be changed to the other icons. As you can see here, when I like these guys right here, I think that would be better. Just one of these little icons right here. You see these, even though it gets annoying and frustrating, there's an enemy here. See, there he comes. Look at him. Like I have to shoot through. I have to shoot through this JPEG, or whatever you want to call it. You know, I have to shoot through that visual, and that really detracts from the gameplay. So hopefully the developers can get this fixed. I think this should be changed to one of these, with just a different icon, perhaps showing that it's loot, or a different type of loot. Obviously these are scale credits, this is ammo, and then it could be one more visual like that, which would be, you know, the loot that you're going to pick up from them. Anyway, that's it. Short, sweet, and to the point. That's really all I wanted to convey right here, because I found myself having this issue the past couple of days playing the closed beta. you guys let me know out there if you came upon this issue where you realize that there's just too many graphics on the screen when you find yourself in firefights like this with an entire base. If there's 20 guys, 30 guys, I didn't really count how many guys might be in one base at the same time, but if you go loud like this and they start funneling to you, it could be an issue. All this stuff on your screen, it's a lot. Look, I'm in the middle of a firefight, and it's boom. Here's some gloves, and you wanna people are gonna eventually turn this stuff off, but then you're not gonna know what item you got. I think the entire UI needs to be redone. I know it's not gonna happen, but when you play this enough, just if they had a Q&A team playing this enough, there's no way somebody wouldn't say, hey, there's too many things on the screen, to the point where if you're in a firefight and you get bombarded with a lot of things, loot on the ground, you get a new item, it obstructs your entire screen. It should be a lot smaller. This when I got these gloves right here, where are those gloves? Right here. When I got these gloves, you can have this. Just make it smaller and put it all the way in the corner, right here, a little square box, or I don't know, right down here maybe, to where it's not right in the view of where I would be shooting. You put a little box right here with a little icon that shows gloves, or maybe you can make it a little bigger. I don't know, but this placement, in my opinion, is bad. It's bad, and as developers, the first thing you should say to yourself is, hey guys, what do we do if people are in the middle of a firefight and they're getting bombarded with all these graphics on their screen? Don't you think this will be a little bad? Oh, well, they can turn it off. Yeah, but then how are they going to know what they got? So I think the better option would to be make this smaller, just put it somewhere else, maybe somewhere down here, maybe up in a corner nice and small. I think down here might be the best bet. Right down in this area, to where it doesn't obstruct your field of view. So if you're in a big firefight, there's nothing that would make you say, oh, get off my screen, or make you go into the options and turn it off, and then you don't know what you're getting at all, which is going to be an issue for people who like to play no HUD, which I like to play no HUD. Sometimes I'll turn everything off and really immerse myself in the game, but I don't know how that's going to work out. Anyway, I'm ranting now. There's just a few things with the UI I feel like that need to be looked at, need to be changed. As more guys come, and now look at here. Here's more of an obstruction to my field of view from where these enemies are funneling in from, and it could just get worse and worse, and things could pile on, and before you know it, the answer to all of this is, well, just go collect the loot. So then you're asking the player to reveal himself, to come from out of behind cover to grab loot that he really shouldn't have to do and wouldn't do in a normal situation. So these are some things I think Ubisoft could look into and perhaps fix. Maybe make these little icons like the rest. There's got to be a way to fix these guys. I apologize if you hear dogs and everything barking in the background. I'm a lot of noise, whatever. I'm gonna end the video now anyway. So let me know what you think about this, about the ideas, about the fact that, how do you like the UI? Let's ignore tiered loot for a moment now. We know it's in the game. How do we move forward now? How do we make this system better? How do we fix all the stuff popping up on our screen? In my opinion, I think things need to be moved. Icon should maybe pop down here. Maybe these things can just, I know it's a looter shooter type, but hey, Ubisoft, maybe you guys can just, every time we kill an enemy, if they're gonna drop something, maybe we could just get it. Maybe we don't have to go gather it. I don't know if that's what they want to do. Maybe they want us to run around grabbing loot, but something has to be done here. Also, let me know in the comments if I missed it in the UI, in the menu for the UI, and this is able to be turned off. But then how do you know that you have to go get it? You have to look in the mini map, or you have to look in your normal map. I don't know. There's a lot of things to be discussed here. So let me know in the comments any opinions or whatever you might feel about this. If you have the answer to this that I might have missed in the menu, let me know. And that's all for now. Hope you guys are having fun with the beta. And thanks for stopping by. I will see you in the next video. All right, peace.